Good afternoon and welcome to the Glendale Housing Authority meeting of August 11th, 2009. May we have the roll call, please?
Authority members: Raymond.
Here.
Friedman.
Here.
Mincy.
Here.
Parazian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver. Chairman Najarian.
Here. May we have your report?
The agenda for the August 11, 2009 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, August 6, 2009 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. Do we have any minutes?
So moved.
Second.
If there are no objections or corrections, the minutes will be approved as submitted. Next item, please.
Next item is oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for an investigation and report.
Thank you. I have one card from Herbert Milano.
Thank you. Housing Authority Chair Najarian, members of the Housing Authority and city staff, my name is Herbert Milano. In the last few weeks, when I have been coming before you to talk about the quality of life indicators, my concern has always been the level of effort that the city takes with regard to addressing issues of quality of life, particularly to those individuals and families who are at risk. It was about, I think, 4 or 5 years ago that about 4 blocks from here, my son was mugged, pulled by the backpack, and kicked in the head and punched by this other youth for the purposes of taking some money from him. And they did. They cleaned out his wallet, and he came running to me. Fortunately, the police was able to catch and apprehend one of the youngsters who did this. And eventually I wound up at court. I had an opportunity to meet this boy's mother. The boy at that time was, I believe, 17 or 18. The story is that this young boy, when he was in the 5th grade, his parents broke up. And the father, or the man who the boy thought was his father, told him, "You're not really my son. I'm not really your natural father." It was a surprise to the kid. Soon thereafter, this young boy took a whole bottle of aspirin and tried to commit suicide in the 5th grade. Eventually, he got the medical assistance and so forth. But this family was never able to be, to sustain themselves well, and the boy never did get the type of continuing assistance that he needed. Eventually, this boy was actually sent to prison for 6 months. The harm that he caused to my son was not at the level that I would imagine anyone should go to prison and then become even more of a societal problem. And it is one of the reasons, of many, that my interest in youth and sustainability of these programs going back to around 2002 tend to come back to me in other ways and represent themselves in a way that is a contrast, that we're putting enough emphasis and effort in how a city is run to address those problems before they become significant issues with regard to city finance and so forth. So as a way of saying, well, how is the city addressing these issues vis-a-vis other issues, like just employee pay? I brought up this PowerPoint, if I may show you. This is a history of the wages taken from the W-3s from 2000 through 2008. And you can see from around 2000, this is the deferred compensation. I don't have it for 2006. Through 2008. And basically, you have about an additional $50 million a year in compensation. And if you look at the inflation rate from 2000 to 2008, it's 24%. Population increase, 3.5%. The combined increase, if you take those two ratios together, is 25%. But the payroll has increased by 50%, and the pensions by 300%. That's on average if you take like 5 years, or like the 1990s through the last 5 years. So I look at these things are related because what a city does with its income overall, how it handles its general fund, how it addresses the resources that it has, and say, is the city capable of providing additional sustainability to charities and to organizations that are aimed at helping to sustain kids at risk? Obviously, a significant portion of that is money that goes to police pensions, and other expenses. But I always wondered, should our emphasis be at the tail end of the program, meaning at the tail end during the police and legal resources that we have to put to address a criminal element, or do address it at the very beginning, before those kids get into trouble or join gangs and so forth. I think the sustainability of a city in the long haul must start through the prevention and all the attention where it is cheapest and easier to tackle earlier on, before the graffiti, before the gangs, before all the issues that we have to face. And I have great hopes that Glendale, unlike other cities that have a significant problem, that we have an opportunity to address it, by measuring and getting all these indicators to see if we're really addressing the issues of families and kids at risk. And it is my hope that this agency will take a lead in looking at your priorities, and perhaps we can address those issues in a more sustainable and fashion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Starbird.
You mind if I ask Mr. Milano a question before he sits down?
The attorneys say never ask someone a question unless you know what the answer is going to be.
I'm just looking for clarification. Can you go back to your previous slide?
Yeah. Let's see.
I think the first slide reflected wages. Is that what you referred to it as?
Yeah, it's the wages and compensation.
Okay, wages and compensation. And your second slide then referenced payroll.
Oh, it's from the same data.
Okay, it's the same data.
It's the same data.
Is it payroll, or is it?
It is the total wages and compensation that appears in the W-3.
Okay, so it doesn't take into consideration changes in personnel. It's just.
Oh, well, actually, it would. Because,
Are you attempting to reflect the level of pay, or attempting to reflect the amount of cost for payroll?
Yeah, total payroll, including for all reasons, basically, through increase in pay and through the increase in additional staff.
That answers my
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
I have no other cards. Oral communications is closed.
Any authority member or staff comments?
Comments? I see no comments. There's no new business. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
The authority is adjourned.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the